All right. Trying to figure restream out. Hello. Okay, cool. Now it's all good. Let me just test my audio on my phone really quick. I'm just gonna share my Twitch link with everyone really quick. Okay. Let's go to LinkedIn. I'm streaming. Streaming. Say the same thing on Twitter. All right, and let's go to Facebook. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this whole I'm still trying to figure out how to stream. Like, what's the best way to do that? So, but I think I got it now. All right. So, update from last time. I was working a little bit on this over the weekend. Actually, a decent amount over the weekend. As you can see, it looks pretty different. But yeah, I basically changed this from dark mode to light mode. For some reason, I think Chakra UI currently has a bug out. I was tracking it. Basically, it's just no matter what you have set as the default color mode, it's just gonna automatically default to the system default. So for example, if you use dark mode on your laptop, I know you can do this for Macs, I'm not sure about Windows, but when you use dark mode on your laptop, regardless of if you set the color mode to light or dark in Chakra UI, it was automatically defaulting to dark mode. Like I said, if you had set that for your computer. But yeah, I figured it out. I just downgraded a little bit my Chakra UI, and yeah, now as you can see, now I'm using light mode. The reason I'm doing that is because it just looks a lot better, I think, with my color scheme for Aircracken to use light mode. But yeah, so what we have right now is I ended up just like kind of prettying up this engagement section for Aircracken. And today we need to do a few things. So I'm gonna be adding the different categories that people can explore up here. So I'm gonna probably make a bunch of pill buttons, whether it's coding, business, gaming, a bunch of different categories. I'm gonna probably refine that list over time. I'm just gonna throw out a few different things though, and just put that on the top. Just create a bunch of buttons there, and then so basically when a user selects it, then what will happen is what I envision in my mind is that it basically just auto-populates all these different tweets that this particular user should be engaging with if they want to grow in that category, basically. So yeah, so that's one thing I need to make. I also I need to add a few more things to this, I believe. Like I need to add a profile picture to this little card, as well as the actual tweet, but I guess this could be just described as the tweet here. So yeah, I mean, that's sounds like what we're going to start to do today. And then I also wanted to go into the actual tweet scheduling part. So I'm going to create that UI. And so yeah, today is just mainly a UI day. But after that, tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start working on the Node API. I already had access from I created an app on Twitter and already got approved and everything, so that should be pretty seamless. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So let's get started. So first, let's start by building the little the topic buttons that I was talking about earlier. Okay. So what I want to add, where was it? It was like, oh yeah, the topic section. Okay, so yeah, we don't have anything here right now, but obviously we want a bunch of these little pill buttons, and let's see what they have. I'm pretty sure I'm done with templates now on Chakra, but let's see. I think they have a pill component that I can possibly use. I think whenever I'm streaming, I can't type on Chakra UI for whatever reason, because it works fine when I'm not streaming. So that's fun. So it might be called a badge, or it might be called a pill. Maybe a selector or something like that. Let me check this select. No, this is one of those selectors. Wouldn't be. Okay, not that either. We could possibly just do a button and then have it remain selected afterwards. I don't think a radio is what we're after. Not a switch either. Let's check out badge. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking for, slightly. But not quite. Maybe tag. Close again. Yeah, so that looks okay. So these look more like what I'm after, like kind of like a pill button like this. So I'm sure we can turn it into a button. So let's do that. Let's use a tag. And let's do something like this, where we have, we start with the plus button. So then just letting the user know that they can add these categories to their list of tweets they want to engage with. And then from there, we will just, we'll change it to a check mark and then highlight it or something like that. So yeah, let's do that. And okay, I'm just gonna grab this here and let's do that. But don't want to do any of, I guess, yeah, we can keep the add icon. But I don't want to change the sizing of this, so I think we can probably just keep it as like medium. throughout. So we'll just update this to be medium. And then after that, what we want to do is also update the color to teal, because that's what we're doing right now. I have that as my color scheme. But yeah, let's just make a bunch of these, and just so we can visualize like what is happening. And that should be good. So let's see how it turned out up here. Oh, okay. So we have all these buttons here. Looks like they're stretching. Well, they shouldn't. Let's try to put this in. Oh, okay, I think I know what the issue is. So yeah, right now we need to update the page because we have it as a row, but we want it just always as a column. Yeah, I was studying up on Chakra as well. Oh my gosh. And realized that you can do this really cool thing where you just add a list of basically different structures that you want to, or I mean, guess different styling you want to do for a given breakpoint. So this is kind of what it's doing. So like for extra small, it's column. For small, it's column. And then for anything that's medium and above, it's a row, which is really convenient and nice. So yeah. But yeah, the reason that happened where we had all the crazy styling mismatch was because this is actually the engagement page. What we want to do is go to the engagement section and then make this so it already is a row or a column. So why is it showing up on the left side? The topic section, padding. Maybe we just try wrapping this in, like we said, a H stack. No. So yeah, it's still in that row that we were talking about. This one has flex direction column, which is good. Okay. Oh, I think we have to add it here actually. So if we just take this and add it there, yeah, that works. And then we can just have users click this, and whenever it's selected, there's a check mark here, as well as it gets highlighted probably to this color, I guess. So that's cool. Let's go to the engagement topics section again. Let's just change this so we know it just looks better. So let's change it to size. Okay, and so we can make this clickable, I believe. I wonder if maybe we can just wrap it in a button. I don't think that would be the right move, actually. Maybe like we can just do an on-click kind of deal. Like, do they have on-click? No. Yeah, so it doesn't. Let's see. There's got to be a way to make the tag clickable. Or we might just need to make a button look. We might just need to make the button look like a tag instead. Yeah, it actually doesn't look like it takes on click. So we might just need to make it a button and then just round the edges. Yeah, I think that's probably just what we gotta do. No problem. Or actually, yeah, basically a button already looks like that type of tag out of the box. So we have our size and everything. Might have just broken it. Yeah, I must not like the fact that we have the tag label nested in there. I think we can just have this icon. Is there like a Chakra UI icon, icon button? Here we go. Okay, well, that's not exactly what I was looking for. Looking for more of an icon just to the next to the button. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, we can just grab an icon like that. So let's look for, we can just grab the add icon. And just do something very similar as we have here. So we can just do add icon like that. And let's see how that looks right now. Make sure, okay. Wonder why, okay, cool. Now it's looking better. All right, and we need to add just a little bit of space in here. I think with React we can just do this. It doesn't look quite right. I want to make this extra small now that I'm looking at it more. No, not quite again. So let's just do small. Perfect. Yeah, so maybe we add, is there like a way to do, yeah, a little margin for the button, or for the icon, so we can do margin left. And let's just start with one, go from there. Oh wait, sorry, margin right is what we actually want. Yeah, that looks better. And so basically what we would do here is just whenever we click it, then we want it to remain kind of highlighted, right? And also change this icon for our checkmark icon. So let's check this out. So we can just do a check icon, right? Let's do so we want to start with on click actually. Wait, sorry, I must be getting these mixed up. It doesn't look like button even has an on click property. So let's just go all the way down. It's attached, blah, blah, blah. Spinner, right icon, loading, disabled, active. Button doesn't have on click. Doesn't seem right. use controllable state. Yeah, it does have onClick. Okay, I guess it's just not being highlighted by VS Code. And so what we want to do is we're just going to call, I don't know, toggle selected. And that will basically just toggle our element. And so we want to make toggle selected here. Like so, and then so from there we want to just basically, let's just do a to-do for now, because I think we have to create a few more things before we do that. Toggle selected. So that's fine, and I think ideally what we would want to do is basically grab a given element's key, and maybe we can use that for the ID, so we can grab the ID and then toggle that individual button's I guess selected state, depending on the ID. So looks good. Let's see if we can. So within Chakra, I kind of want to let's see if they might have it, like a selected button. I'm just gonna look just to make sure. Wait, selector button, Chakra UI. Maybe we can go like a highlight button. Or keep button selected, Chakra UI. Okay, let's go back to the button section and see if we missed something. Okay. Yeah, we might just have to build it from scratch. That should be okay though. So the idea is that we want to every time we click this, we want it to stay a certain color. Maybe we start with these being gray or something like that, I don't know. And then when they get selected, then they will turn this color as I have right now. Might be a little bit more intuitive that way. Okay, I'm trying to think about how we will approach this, because I'm trying to think about keeping all of the different states for these buttons keeping track of which ones are selected. I don't really want to have to make a bunch of state constants or state variables in this component. I don't think that's really the best way to architect this. There's got to be a way we can just like make it work without that. Maybe we can, I don't know, look up something. If we go selectable button. Maybe select multiple. Okay, yeah, so it does actually look like they just, this is what someone else is doing, and they're just keeping track of all of them in state, but I think we can just use ID as our state here. Oh, actually, we can do what I did for the state in my for my engagement card. So we can just abstract one of these. We can abstract this selector button into its own component, and then just track the state that way. So let's do that. Selectable button, and we just need to go here, grab that, export default, selectable. And we need to import React. And we also need to import these buttons. And we'll have it take the I don't know, like a topic as a property. So then, yeah. So that way, we can still create a list like this pretty easily. And so what we want to do is now call our selectable button here. We want to put a topic as our property, and we'll just make size. For now, we'll just have size as our, forgot to close this. We'll make size our topic, and I'll just grab all this, and we're gonna move this into here. And we also need to replace this with topic. Same with this. And this should be the same exact thing we had before. Yes, it is. Okay. So I think what we're going to do here is update the background color to be we're just going to keep track. First, we're going to keep track of a state where we're saying, okay, is this thing selected? And then we're going to use state. That's weird. Am I not remembering it correctly? No, I don't know why it's not auto-importing. This thing about VS Code sometimes, it's just really annoying. So we're going to be defaulting it to false. And then, yeah, so instead of having this function, we can actually just set selected here. And then what we're going to do is just take the opposite of the current selected. Okay, and so then what we want to do after that is basically, maybe we can update the color scheme instead. Yeah, sure, let's do that. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to check if this thing is even selected. If it's selected, then we're going to have teal. Otherwise, we're going to make it gray. Let's see how that looks. Okay, yep, that looks pretty good, but I'm not a fan of that type of gray. Is there a way to, oh, no. Okay, so maybe we just keep the scheme, the color scheme as teal, and then just update the background color to be a specific type of gray that we want. And so we're going to do something similar. We're going to check if it's selected. If it's selected, then we're just going to have just nothing, because we're just going to use the default teal. I think it'll work that way, hopefully. Otherwise, let's just grab, I think gray 300 should be good. Looks pretty good. Let's make it a little darker. Even darker than that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and I'm actually realizing I kind of want these plus signs to be a little smaller. It looks kind of huge. Maybe we can make it, let's just start with 10. Or do we, I know sometimes it's weird and you have to do width instead of height. Maybe not. Oops. I think we should be able to do height. Yeah. Let's make it 2, see how that goes. A little too small, maybe 3 would be a good middle ground. Yeah, looks good. And so what we're going to do here is something similar with the selected. So we're going to check to see if it's selected. If it is selected, then we're going to use our, if it's selected, we're going to use the check icon. And we're going to just grab all these same parameters or props that we had for the other one. There you go. Easy peasy. Cool. I like that. And so that's looking pretty good right now. Let me check to see if I missed any chat. No, I did not. Okay, so that's looking good. And now that we have this, what we're going to do in the future is whenever one of these is selected, we're just going to filter our results, like the results that we have here. So right now it's all just dummy data. And another thing we need to add is a tweet number of characters count. Make sure people don't go over. And yeah, everything else is looking pretty good. All these are just like random. For those of you who don't know, these are just tabs that came with the template. So we're still working through that. Okay, yeah, and we'll update this list in a bit to have real topics and everything like that. But for now, I kind of want to make this section look a little bit better, so it's a little more like I can kind of envision what the card will look like. Where's the card? And so yeah, if maybe we can update this to be a little bit better. No, let's keep it like that, and then just update the padding on the left. How do you do it for Chakra? Padding left, cool. And we'll add like 4. It's looking better. And this is not a title. And we'll just add lorem ipsum crap. And so now we can get a better idea of what we're dealing with. Okay, so yeah, we need to make sure that this wraps. How do we wrap? Oh, there you go, it works. Not truncated, maybe? Yeah. But now we're wrapping around and we're getting a little bit too large. So maybe what we do here is just set, and right now I have a min width that I'm setting, so maybe we just, instead of that, we just have a width outright. And we just use 3XL, because that's what I was using initially. 3XL, I guess. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see if it's still responsive. No. We'll fix that later. Another thing I'm realizing, we need to make sure that we still keep all this stuff stretched and looking good. But for the most part, it's looking okay. What do we want to do? Maybe align content to the start. I think that should give us what we want. No, maybe not. Maybe it'll be justify start, because we have a row. This is a row, right? Let me see. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. How about we just try to do it in here? This is what I usually do whenever I'm not sure. which one to use. Justify content, center gives us nothing, start gives us nothing. Align items, start. Okay, I thought I did that, but that seems to work. Did I not align items? Maybe I did align content instead. Yeah, okay. So that works. I kind of just want to make the text area just fill any unused space. So what we can do, where's our text area? So right here. We can add display flex, it might work. Okay, let's try to do the same here. We can always do flex grow, but I kind of feel like that's a little bit of a hack. Yeah, no. So maybe we need to actually, yeah, we probably need to grow this one. Let's see if we can just give it a shot. Flex grow, what does it take? Pretty sure it should just take like an integer or something. Okay, that's not working. If I remove my rows, maybe that'll make it grow. No, it made it shrink. For now, let's remove the resize. No. So what are we missing here? So we want this guy to grow, maybe width, we can do the height to be 100% of the container. That might do the trick. Oh. No, not looking like it. Okay, time to see if we can look it up. Text area not growing in flex. Okay, align item stretch maybe. Line stretch. Still nothing. Maybe we set flex to 1. Nah. Let me add height. That's the issue. Just did that, but that's what people are saying to do. Hate CSS. Yeah, so I was trying to figure out why flex grow is not working here. I thought that this would be a perfect use case for it. So flex grow. Growing height, I don't know. Because it's not just the text area. Right here, we have, it looks like the container of the text area is not growing. So it's not really because of the text area. It's because of its container. You know what, F it, because this is a fixed number of characters. For now, let's just move on. Maybe we set the number of rows to 6 and move on. Yeah, I mean, that looks good enough, to be honest. Kind of think this should be aligned with this text here, though. So let's restructure this a little bit, make the header on the top, and then we're going to have the two pieces of text aligning with one another. So what we want to do is we're going to move this guy up into a, maybe we can just move it up. Let's see if that works. and then make another flex here, and we can set it to be the flex direction being we want row. And where do we want to put this guy? Probably right there. And we want to set this flex direction to column. Oops. Yeah. And now the last thing. It looks like it's expanding now. Maybe it was because we had a box instead of a flex with this section. Not sure. But yeah, let's update the padding to just be around the whole container. And let's remove the padding from this guy, because now that it's around the whole container, we don't need to worry about that. But we do need to worry about the left padding. So I think it was 2 we want. That looks fine. Now all we want to do is just move this up a little bit. And we should be able to do that by making this start. Oops. Because line items end, maybe, and then we make justify content start, because this is a flex column, yeah. Okay. So kind of think we need a little bit more space around here, and but after that we should be good. We make the whole thing 4, and padding to the left too. Good enough. Okay. So we'll work on the responsive design a little bit later, but right now we have our selectable topics that we want, and we also restructured this a little bit to make it look better. And one thing we wanted to add was the profile picture right here, right next to the Twitter handle, so people know who exactly they're responding to, or they just have a general feel for that. So I believe Chakra has a profile picture component that we could potentially use, or avatar might be the one. Yeah. Oh, my automatic vacuum went off. Technology. All right, so we have this avatar. I think that might be the guy we want. This is the smallest one, it looks like. Maybe not quite the smallest one. Maybe we go with this guy. And this is the good stuff about Chakra, though, that I was kind of interested in, because when I was building another SaaS, and I guess I have to import this manually, and I had to basically make a whole conditional statement and stuff like that for when the profile picture doesn't exist. But for Chakra, it's just comes right out of the box. As you can see, it like will automatically put the letters in the little avatar window if the picture has any sort of error with it, which is nice. Just small things like that that make it really easy to build apps. I mean, obviously I'm not super quick with it right now, but I'll get a lot quicker over time. I was using Tailwind before. Tailwind's good, but it doesn't have a lot of these built-in components. I believe you have to pay for those, so I wasn't a huge fan of that. So yeah, this is good. Let me add this avatar. I think I can just go here. Yeah. And now, let me turn off my vacuum 1 second. KT08, yes, I do know CSS. CSS, as I mentioned earlier, is not fun, but I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do know it. Follow me on Twitter or something and DM me, and I can help you out. Okay, so moving on, we want this to appear in line, so let's move this in line. Let me just let's wrap this in. Let's do a flex. This might totally mess up the whole thing, but let's see. Oh no, we're good. So have that. Let's get a little bit of spacing in between, so we can add a margin to the left. A little bit more. A little less. Perfect. I want these to appear a little bit more, not so much like, looks a little weird, too centered. I wonder if we can just go normal. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that looks okay. Not a huge fan. I prefer the other way more, actually. So yeah, that's probably good enough for now. Yeah, I mean, that works. So now that we have all that stuff, so now we basically have all the structure we need, and at this point what we want to do is start working on our other sections. So now that we have the engagement section built out, which is probably the most crucial and most differentiating part of my service as opposed to other services, I'm going to want to start building out the API for this. We'll do that in tomorrow's video, but for now let's just continue with the UI, because I don't want to work on all the boilerplate stuff with like creating a Node API and everything like that. I'll do that after I finish the stream. But for now, let's just focus on our tweet queue and everything. And So let's do that. So right now, I want to update the sidebar. Sidebar right now has just default values that were thrown in there. And so let's engagement. So we have engagement here. Maybe we want to add like an engagement like header to that, but we'll think about that later. For right now, I just want the home section to make it really easy for people to tweet. But at the same time, I kind of have plans that, if it were to work out, I would have plans to expand this to other social media platforms. But I'm sure we could do something like make it really easy to just add a check mark, and then you can post it to different platforms. So we'll just make this, we'll make the home section have a bunch of cool stuff, like I was thinking analytics, just general analytics, and then obviously like we were talking about with just queuing up tweets. So let's do that. We're going to start with our home section. Home has that. Let's just copy the stuff we have from our engagement page. And then instead of that, we're going to we're going to make a home section, I guess. Make a new component. Let's import React. I actually don't know if I need to import React all the time, but I have noticed that occasionally if I'm not importing React, then I just run into these weird IDE errors. So just do it just to be proactive. And then let's just return something similar to this. Yeah, let's just do something similar to that. Just put that in some parentheses and return it. And let's import these flags. Don't need these guys yet. Maybe we can just put hello world. Did I not save it? Right, okay. So we need to do our home section, that's why. Okay, so now we have that. And so what we want to do is create, let's just start with like, maybe we'll have some sort of banner at the top, or like a pretty obvious way for people to just start typing and queue up a post. So we'll do that. Let's just start taking that approach. But for now, let's build a like queue a post, or queue post component. And again, import React. And what we are going to do, like, probably going to have to do some sort of flex, use flex for everything, and we'll make the background white. just to be consistent. And let's just put random stuff there. And okay, so we have our queue post. Let's replace our hello world with queue post. Cool. And so now that we have that, what we're going to want is something very similar to our engagement card. So kind of like this deal, except minus the tweet to the left of it. So let's just try this, and we'll see how that goes. What did I break? This happens sometimes. I think I do Command Tab, and then I just exit out of VS Code. I think I get really close to Command Q, and I guess it just quits it. So let's start our server again. And import all this other crap. Okay, so we have that. And we're going to write queue up a tweet. And I think just gonna remove this outer flex. I don't think we need it. Yeah. Let's update our padding. Okay, and let's update our border radius too to make it look nice and clean. I think we're using large, right? Yeah. And let's set our width. Yeah, we're not going to do a percentage anymore, so let's do like a, let's go XL, see how that is. That looks pretty good. Again, on all these text boxes, we're going to need to add these character counts eventually. Maybe in the next video or so, maybe I'll do it in my free time, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And so also what we're going to want to do is, I wonder if I want to put a little title here just to tell them to queue up a tweet or queue up a post. But I'm not sure if they have any typography components. So I'm just double checking there. Typography, they do. At least a theme. Header. Header. Heading. Okay. Yeah, probably do something like a third to the last. H4. Which is a medium. And what we want to do is just let them know to queue up a post. Queue a post. And let's see how that looks. Probably do a justify start here. Probably align content start. Do like justify self or align self. Nice. And let's add some padding. I don't know, let's do like 2. Nice. And yeah, so we can just do that, and I don't know the answer to which way would be the best way to do this, like whether or not we should be just having a text box out immediately for them to type and to post. We're gonna kind of just start with this and see how it goes. And obviously you want to be able to view a queue to see exactly when your tweets are going to be posted and all that good stuff. So that can be what we start working on now, because we already have all the queuing up a post and good stuff. We need to obviously add a bunch of different stuff, like we're probably going to add some buttons down here to add media to it. I'm not going to build the ability to queue a thread right now. That'll probably be something a little bit later. Just want to validate that especially the engagement builder is something that people really want to use, especially myself. As of right now, it's like I'm dying for an engagement builder like that. This is why I'm building it. But you know, want to be able to validate that. Want myself to be able to use it as well as other people. So yeah. And I just realized it looks kind of weird right now with that, so I'm not sure why Chakra does this, but I'm not sure if it's Chakra or me. It might be me, actually. But it looks like there's margin on the top when I don't remember adding that. Yeah, I didn't add that. I know we have 2 different paddings here, but I mean, this looks fine. And then we'll just create a little queue here after, right now actually. Let's just create a queue now that'll show like the different times, and we'll just start with some static times that a user could possibly queue their tweets. So for example, we can just start with like the classics. I don't know, let's do like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m. ish. Maybe 1 at 5 p.m. And yeah, that works. Sounds like a plan. So we have queue post. Let's build our post queue JS. Is that descriptive enough? That's probably good enough for now. Import React from React. Okay, so let's think about how we'll structure this. We can just have another section right below this that's basically, it looks similar to a card, but just a longer form, and I think that'll look good. So let's copy this guy. Oops, I think I accidentally removed my return. I cannot spell. Just import, import, import. Don't need this actually, because all we're going to be doing is just adding different posts. So we're just going to be adding like a description here. So maybe we'll have, we'll just have dummy text, like a p tag. Here is a post queued, yeah. And so now that we have that, we're going to put it right below our home section, or our queue post rather. And so then we're going to put our post queue there. And let's wrap it in another flex and add some margin top. Let's just add 3 for now. Good enough. And so for our queue, we want to just label it. So let's queue a post. Oh wait, this is the queue a post section. So let's add the posts queue section. And yeah, we'll just label it your queue. Heading is not defined. Okay, that's weird. Don't add padding there. Cool. And then, so yeah, I need to move this up a little bit. I think it's just because I have the margins set to auto. So if, yeah, let's update those margins. So it's just at the top. Sorry, I'm going everywhere right now. Margin X, yeah, auto for that. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, cool. And I should probably do the same thing for our engagement section. Let's update the margin X there. Check out engagement, looks good. So now that we have the ability to queue a post and a post queue, we need to add our different times where we will hold our posts. So right now we just have this. Here is a post queued. But ideally we want to have a section, right, that will show us a particular time and then like a preview of the post. Or actually, why not just the full thing? We can probably just put the full thing. So let's do that. So, reminder, we're gonna be putting the queue time with the full post. So how we're gonna do that, probably start by, let's put a flex, and then after we have a flex, pretty much the solution for everything is just put a flex. So after we have the flex, we want to have to the left of it the time. So we'll just, like I said, just hard code all these times just for now, because once we link the API to our front end, then that's when the real logic occurs. So probably just have a section right above this, and we can create a heading. Let's make that extra small. I don't know, H6. And we will say, let's just start off with like, I don't know, 8:45 p.m. or a.m., sorry. A.m. Gosh, can't type. And in this flex, what we want to do is we want to make our flex direction column. I don't know, we can add a cute timer thing to show that it's a time. I'm going to import like this. I think we should have like a FA like clock or something. FI clock, sorry. So we're just going to use that clock here. Yeah, right. FI clock. It's right next to it. Okay, yeah, it looks good, but obviously we need it to be in line. I don't know how Chakra UI works. Inline. Inline. Let's see if we have something similar. Doesn't look like it. How do we do this on the sidebar? Oh, it just had an icon section for it. Do they have an icon section here? No, they don't. Of course not. Let's check out heading again. Oh, they have a text. I should probably be using the text. And make the font size just regular, but then make the font bold. Let's extra bold, I guess. Sure, looks good. So inline might be a winner. No. Inline and icon. Chakra. You know what? This is just more complicated than it needs to be. Let's just use another flex. And we'll do that, and then we'll make our flex direction be column, or sorry, row, and that should fix it. It doesn't. Great. And that fixed it. Okay, and let's align our items to be center. Looks better. And let's just add a nice margin right, or I guess for the text, margin left. And we will set that to be, let's just set it to be 2 for now. Maybe even 1. Okay, that works. And then what we'll do is we'll just have the tweet here, like that. I kind of want a way to be able to see that this is all grouped together. So I'm thinking about making a separate, like an entire new section, new component for that. Let's see how that goes. So let's do that, yeah. I guess we'll call it Q post. Yeah, I guess queued post works. So we have a queued post. Let me just copy this just for fun. And so we have that. And let's replace this section, right? Yeah. Let's replace this section with our queued post. And we'll probably pass in, we're going to pass in the information to this once we integrate with our API. But for now, what we want to do is, I kind of want to make a new border. Yeah. So let's look at our engagement card. I kind of want a border like that, like our text area. Or maybe even just something like this. So we have a large border radius with a border width of 1 pixel. Yeah, that will look good. And then we'll update the background color to be something that we think looks proper. Okay, so yeah, we have that. We're going to want to have it expand, but for now this is fine. maybe we'll have the background just be like a slight gray. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I mean, not sure about that right now, but it'll have to do. I mean, that we can figure out all the little details later. But we need this to be expanding all the way. So why is it not doing that? So we have a queued post here, flex direction column, justify start, line item start. I wonder if we don't need one of these. Yep. So can probably just make our width to be 100% of our container. Yeah, let's just do that. Works for me. And we will just do a bunch of these. Like, let's just to get a visualization of it. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. Obviously, we need to add some padding. Flex direction column. Yeah, let's add some padding around here. Okay, looks good. And we'll move this to here. Nice. Man, I really hate this color. I mean, that all looks a little bit better. That all looks bad though. And yeah, let's add some, I guess, padding to the top. Just one margin to the top, I meant to say. Let's make that 2. Okay, I mean, this actually doesn't look too bad now that I'm looking at it again. So we're gonna need some real values here, obviously. And probably some sort of edit button so that people can edit their tweet that they have queued up there. So yeah, I mean, let's add the edit button just to get the UI done, and then we will probably be done after that for the day. Streaming, I mean. Okay. So want to add a button, and we're gonna have like a classic edit button type logo. If I edit, didn't know you could add an icon like that. Maybe I should do that for my other one. So let's add FI edit there and check it out. It looks terrible. First, before I forget, let's go back to the topics section, selectable button, and let's add a left icon like we just did. And let's make it conditional. Otherwise, we're use the add icon. Okay, wonder if that will not destroy everything. It did. It totally destroyed everything. Okay, we're just gonna go back. What happened? What happened? Okay, we're back. Okay, so I'll figure that out later. But for now, let's just look at this, edit. If there's a way we can update the icon's coloring to be white. Icon spacing. It doesn't look like. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's icon coloring. So for now, even though they have that property exposed, let's just do the FI edit tag like so. Okay, and I wonder if we can remove a lot of that padding. Oops. It's better. I mean, not ideal, but better. So align item center, and we want to justify, I think we want between, right? Maybe we need our width to be 100% of our container, I think. Okay, so let's see what's going on. So yeah, it's not filling the container, so maybe we need to update this width as well. So got that. We don't have our alignment. We want to keep it there actually, but we also want it there. And okay, so that looks pretty good. So someone can just click edit and then edit their post. But yeah, I mean, like right now that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Looking pretty sharp. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Gonna get a lot of good stuff going this week. But that's it for today. All right, I will see you all tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See ya.